Okay, so here's another question. My weight always seems to be on my hips and stomach. My arms and legs and bottom are lean.
So this is
from a man as well.
This is interesting. So we all store fat in a sort of genetically inherited pattern. So, but based on our mum and dad's sort of bits and bobs which are fatter or thinner, we store fats as humans in a set manner as well. So we tend to store it centrally around the centre of gravity, so we can still run. So if you got fat just around your calves and your forearms, you'd find it really, really difficult to run very fast from saber-toothed tigers and the like. So it's a survival sort of component to that fat storage. But then there can also be hormones involved in fat storage. So there's known receptors for a hormone called cortisol. It's a stress hormone. So there's receptors for cortisol in the stomach region, centrally. So basically, if you have high levels of cortisol combined with high levels of calories, then what you can do is store more fat around that.
So that might be like the businessman with the big belly, stressed out businessman.
Potentially, yeah. That would partly be driven in that direction if stress was an issue for them. The big belly can also be to do with visceral fat, so the fat that you store underneath the abdominal wall, around the internal organs. You can measure that with bioimpedance scales, and that's a fat you really want to not have too much of. What can you do about it? Well, obviously losing fat all over, you will gradually lose fat in those areas too. Because we store more around the stomach anyway, it can often seem that that's not shifting as quickly. Yeah. So if you did your bicep skin fold and it was 5 mil, and then you lose 3 mil off it and it's down at 2 mil, it's going to look a lot leaner. But if at the same time your stomach's 35 mil and it goes down to 32 mil, you're still going to have a big chunk of fat around the waist. So you're not going to. You've lost 3 mil all over, but you're still going to feel like you're carrying a bit too much around the waist. There's a couple of studies showing that if you increase blood flow to the areas close to the fat, you may get a little bit of spot reduction. Right. That was thought not to be the case for years and years and years. And I'm also a fan of working that particular area. So if you've got a fat arse, then you should be doing loads of glute work, squat work, lunges. One is just to build the muscle out there, so that the more muscle is there, that then relatively that fat is going to look less soft, squidgy, and that sort of thing. And then you may get, because you're working those areas so hard, you may get some local fat, fat loss.
Well, it's not going to do any harm. I can't see if you were to do that.
Exactly, and it might even, you might even get a bit of spot reduction.
Okay, great. Cool.